Hello to all of you, my dear friends. This is Max again, and I'm coming to you on your screens from my balcony in London. I hope you're all well, and if everything is not totally perfect, don't worry, because I'm gonna keep you company for maybe about an hour. And hopefully I can help to lift up your spirits and improve your mood. Hopefully your mood is quite good enough to begin with, but maybe we can improve it even a bit more. Today in London we've got 24 degrees Celsius, or otherwise 77 to 78 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a nice and warm day with some sunny spells and some cloudy spells. Before we start anything, I want you to make yourselves a nice warm cup of coffee, or maybe iced coffee if you are in a very warm or hot zone of the planet or country of the planet at the moment when you are watching this video. I would love to know that I have viewers from hotter countries, because I always love the hot weather and hot countries, and maybe mentally I can transfer myself over to those countries if I know some of my viewers are from there. Okay, so just make your coffee, have it ready on your hands, and let's begin. So today we are going to do the 8-week update of our cuttings, and let's not waste any time. I'm gonna grab the camera onto my hands and please follow me. Great, so you remember these ones were our red rose cuttings, which we started 8 weeks ago. They are going from strength to strength, beautiful colors, and it looks like we have the first bud, which is hopefully gonna open up in a few days. Maybe we have a bloom when we do the next update. You know what I have to say about this? It's looking so beautiful. I'm very happy, and the color of the leaves is such a nice, beautiful, deep green color. You know, the last 3 or 4 days, it looked as if the upper part of the plant of this cutting was covered in some green and white cloud. But it was not a cloud, it was actually green flies, which is aphids. I didn't know at the beginning, but because I was quite surprised, I inquired about it online, and I found out that rose plants are prone to aphids, and aphids is quite a common bug that we encounter in gardens. So what I did, I prepared some soapy water. In my mister I filled it up with water, and I put 6 drops of washing up liquid, and then I've done this today earlier in the morning, and then I sprayed my 2 cuttings. It was mainly this one had not been overtaken by the aphids, but I sprayed both of them just to be on the safe side. So I sprayed both of them with excuse me, with the mixture that I made of the water with the washing up liquid. I told you again the ratio was, I filled my mister with water, and I put 6 drops of washing up liquid, and then I sprayed. And you know, I sprayed the whole bottle over them in the morning, and now it seems to be free of aphids. There are no more aphids anymore, and I can tell that the stem is looking nice and clean. All this green and white cloud has gone. But what I'm going to do, because I want to make sure that this won't happen again, or I can keep the aphids away from my beautiful plant. You see, down there's an aphid, but I think it's killed. It was full of aphids. At the beginning, I was not entirely sure the first days when it happened, but today there was no doubt, because it was quite evident. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna spray them again, both of them next week, and I'm gonna keep you updated. Obviously I don't want to have any negative developments with these cuttings, because we've put in a lot of effort, and they seem to be going very, very well, so I wouldn't want to be disappointed. But at the moment it looks like all the aphids are gone after the treatment, and it looks like we've got our beautiful new bud, which hopefully will open up soon. And we are moving on next to our beautiful Leyland cypress tree. I don't know if you noticed, but it looks more lively since last week, and also the color looks like a deeper green color, which I love. Now, how I've achieved that, obviously I keep looking after it very, very well. I would say I water it every 3 or 4 days. To be accurate, I would say once every 4 days in its watering, and also I try to fertilize it once a week. and it's looking great. At some point I will propagate it because I will want to have more of this. And obviously, like I told you in the previous video, this is gonna be beautiful over autumn and winter because it doesn't lose its leaves. It maintains the foliage, and I will have color on my balcony over the autumn and wintry months. Now it's difficult to move the camera away from it because it's so beautiful, so alluring. So have a last look at it, and I'm going next to the yellow rose cuttings. Now this is the 6th week update for these ones because I've done them 2 weeks later after the red rose cuttings. This one seems to be going quite well, and if you can see, there is already one shoot, new shoot with leaves on it, and now there is another shoot coming up at the side there with some new leaves growing. That seems to be going very well. I'm very happy with it. Now what happened with these ones, you remember I used to have 2 cuttings, but recently, just a day ago today, I removed all the cups and I checked all the conditions of all my cuttings. One of the cuttings had started to rot at the bottom. It had a deep brown color, so I removed it. The other one is still okay, so I'm keeping it in. Hopefully it will produce new leaves. What happened with that one that I've left in, when one day we had 29 degrees Celsius in London, it was 88 degrees Fahrenheit, it had already produced a new shoot with leaves, but what happened is that I had removed the cap and the leaves, the new leaves had started to wilt. I only saw it when I came back from work and I didn't know what to do with them. My options would be either to remove the wilted leaves and allow it to heal again, or to water it. With a normal plant I would have watered it, but because it looked quite moist and I didn't want to overwater the cutting, I just chose to remove the wilted leaves. So that's why you see it with no leaves at the moment. And now we are moving on to our orange rose cuttings. This is the 5th week update for these ones. You see here the soil is starting to dry out a little bit. On this one I removed the caps about a day ago, yesterday, and actually I removed the caps yesterday, and I noticed that these cuttings that I've kept are doing well. I've kept 3 cuttings under this cap and 3 cuttings under this cap. They all seem to be doing quite well, but I'm still not entirely ready to remove the cap. It's only been 5 weeks. I'm gonna keep an eye on it, yeah, and I will keep you posted about the progress. And you remember last week we had reported our petunias into our planter. I know they look okay. I know it looks a little bit thin at the moment, and you remember it was actually bigger when I reported them, but what happened after the reporting for a couple of days, the petunias, some branches of the petunias started to wilt. And I removed those wilted branches, and on at the end of the second day after the reporting, it started to perk up again. So I think now it's doing well. I haven't had any more wilting for over a week, so that means it's doing quite well, and I'm pretty sure and positive that at some point it will fill up the whole planter and it will look really beautiful. I know it's a little bit thin at the moment, but I've told you what happened. Now there is no more wilting, and I'm sure it's going to go well over time. Maybe we'll have some more positive results next week when we'll do our next update. And we are moving on. This is a bag with soil, so let's have a look to see what's happening with our seed starter kits. So moving on to the next one, this one. Wow, have you seen this? Simply wow. This is our aster seedling that has sprouted, and I'm very happy with its progress. You remember last week it only had 2 leaves, now it's got a 3rd leaf. So it's growing at a slow pace, but it is growing. So I'm quite happy with it. So hopefully we will get, eventually if we are lucky, a beautiful New England aster plant from this one. I hope it's gonna happen. You can never be sure with these seedlings, but it's in a good state, and I keep looking after it very well. I just keep misting when I see it starting to go dry on the surface. So I'm gonna recap it here. Good news for that one. We are moving on. This is the dahlia cuttings. Earlier in the morning I removed 2 or 3 of the cuttings because they had totally rotten, but I've kept 2 of the cuttings inside because they're still firm, and even though they've lost color, they might be doing well. We never know. We cannot be 100% sure or entirely sure, but hopefully over time we'll see if they make any progress. When I try to touch them, they seem to be quite well wedged in the soil. So, and they didn't look totally rotten, so maybe they are on the way to produce something. We'll just see. Next we've got the yellow canna cutting. I checked it in the morning. A lot of it has gone rotten, but I'm not removing it because as with the dahlia cuttings, it seems to have some resistance from the soil, so maybe something is growing inside. We'll be keeping an eye on it. Now here, you remember it was the red rose cuttings, and that one was the orange rose cuttings, and this was the yellow rose cuttings. You remember I had smaller bottles over them last time, but I've changed the cups and I put bigger cups. Why I did this? Because I was not getting any progress with them and I was quite disappointed. So I said to myself, maybe they need more space to breathe and to produce gases. And indeed that seems to be the case so far, at least, because you see a lot more activity going on under the bigger cup, which I didn't see so much under the smaller cup. Now we've got the yellow chrysanthemum cutting. It's the 8th-week update for this one also. Is growing at a slow pace. This is our beautiful dahlia. I've checked it very thoroughly a couple of days ago. It's looking beautiful. As you can see, it's got some beautiful blooms on. Yeah, and there. Beautiful leaves. So a couple of days ago, what I've done, I've checked it and removed all the yellow and brown leaves, which were mainly at the bottom of the plant and all around. I've checked it thoroughly and I removed them. Maybe there were 3 or 4 leaves that had gone yellow and brown, so I removed them just to invigorate the plant. And now I keep watering and fertilizing it once every 5 days, and it seems to be doing well. The color is amazing, so I'm very happy with it. Now we are going to our gerbera. It's beautiful. She's amazing. Look how beautiful the bloom is. You remember it had not fully opened last week, but it has fully opened now, and you can admire its remarkable beauty. And as you can see, there is another bud ready to bloom, which is gonna bloom in a few days. I love it. She's so pretty, and what a striking red color. You cannot miss it. You really cannot miss it because it is so beautiful. It is there to impress you. And we are moving on to our orange mini roses in a good condition. You see how many blooms we've got on? A huge amount of blooms. I would attempt to count them. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that side of the plant. And here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it's 16 and 5 on the other side, 21 blooms, and you've got one nice big thick bud there. So it's going from strength to strength. Let me lift it up a little bit for you so you can admire. Oh my god, she's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. I would be inclined, you see it's got a little brown leaf down there. I would be inclined to remove whatever is yellow and brown. Okay, so that's fine. It all has come off. Yeah, with a bit of soil I'm gonna put. So this was the brown leaf. That's it, we don't need it, and she's looking amazing. I told you the secret with this one is to keep it moist, keep the soil moist. It shouldn't be allowed to go dry because immediately the buds are starting to wilt. So I water it a bit every day. That's another yellow leaf. All the bottom yellow leaves, just remove them because the plant is rejecting them in order to grow further. So it's looking good at the moment, yeah? And now we're moving to our cannas. You remember our beautiful cannas? You remember our yellow canna didn't have any blooms on last time when I did the last video update but it's got beautiful yellow blooms now, and there seems to be more blooms coming from this stem and a bit more blooms coming from that stem over there. Yeah, can you see it? It's amazing. How beautiful. I'm totally mesmerized by this plant with the amazing leaves and the shape of them and the color of them, the beautiful green color which is exotic, and the beautiful color of the blooms. It has bloomed for a few days now, but the blooms are still on. Usually what happens with the cannas, as the upper part of the upper blooms start to open up, some of the lower blooms fall off, but that's natural. Yeah, and eventually when all of the blooms have opened up and the lowers have fallen off, it starts to go into seed production, which you should be cutting off this stem before it goes into seed production while it's in blooming season, because you don't want all the energy of the plant to go into the seed production and not into the blooming. When it is late September, you can allow it to produce seeds if you want to give to a friend. There is actually a friend who has asked me to produce some seeds for them, and I'm gonna do it, but not now because it's still summer and it's in blooming season. She's really beautiful, majestic. So we've got these beautiful yellow blooms, and as I said, another stem where more yellow blooms are gonna be coming up soon, and another stem there. And that is you remember our red canna. I keep looking after it very well. I wipe all the leaves with a wet cloth, never miss them because they can develop fungi. You remember that leaf I had accidentally bent it, but it seems to be in a good state. It's still a bit bent, but the color is fine and it's growing fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Here is where it was bent accidentally, but it's okay. The color is totally fine, and the red blooms are still on. You can see here it's lost some of the lower blooms. Yeah, it is what I was telling you before. They lose the lower blooms until more blooms, all the upper blooms open up, and the same with this stem and that stem over there. Oh my god, I mean, they're so beautiful. And you remember what beautiful, and the yellow one obviously is very beautiful as well. So beautiful. It adds mystique, it adds allure, no matter what I say. It's not enough. One picture is 1,000 words. Just handle them with care, don't put extra force. Very softly wipe them, remove the dust from them, and never miss them, because you don't want to have any issues with fungi. Perfect. And I've also removed very gently, you cannot see it because I've done it very, very gently. I've removed the brown tips from around some of the leaves that needed it, in order to invigorate the plant and keep its beauty intact. Yellow and red cannas. Beautiful. And we're moving on. Let's see what we've got here. You remember I didn't have this one before. This is a new guinea impatien plant. It's beautiful. I saw it in the shop in my neighborhood. You see, here is my coffee. I'm gonna have a sip. You can have a sip too. And I loved it. It is mesmerizingly beautiful. I love the long green leaves with a dark green color and the red vein that runs across them. Oh, I have to be careful. Okay, and you can see the beautiful red bloom. Yeah, it's about to produce another one soon, and all of these are buds which eventually are going to turn into blooms. Okay, I've read a little bit about the impatiens, and also I have had the experience of it for a few days now on my windowsill. They like partial shade. That's why I've left it on my windowsill. It's ideal for it here, and they like a moist soil. You shouldn't allow them to go to dry out, the soil to dry out. It's the same with you see this leaf had faded, so I'm gonna remove it. It's the same with our mini rose. The soil should not be allowed to go to dry out. So it's amazing. It's a new addition to my collection. Next one, we've got the begonia mocha. You remember it had buds before, but now they have opened up and they are blooms, and they are beautiful. Look at the beautiful leaves and all of the veins on them. They are beautiful. The dark green color but with the lighter colored veins, they make a nice effect. And also the beautiful orange blooms. So for that one, I have found out it needs partial shade. It doesn't like full sun, so that's why I have it on my windowsill. And also it doesn't need to be watered very often. If it is watered very often, it starts to droop and drop its buds and blooms. So initially when I bought it, I watered it on the first day, and then because it was already a little bit moist when I bought it and I watered it, it lasted for 12 days, and then I watered it again after 12 days. But now recently I have watered it after 9 days. So its regular watering pattern is not as long as 12 days, but I would say between 8 to 9 days you should think about watering it again. Moving on, that used to be my yellow mini rose. You remember I had lost 2 stems, but these two stems seem to be going on well. I don't know, but lately I have a kind of a negative feeling about them. They don't seem to be growing at all, but I'm still keeping them. I'm only misting the soil. So this moist soil that you see, I haven't given it a sip. I just keep misting it, because in case there is any possibility that they can recover, they definitely don't need to be overwatered at this point when they have no leaves on. So I keep misting it for the time being and see what's gonna happen with it. And next to it, a new addition again to my collection, which is, as you can see, a unique new plant. I saw it exactly in the same shop in my neighborhood where they sell DIY and plants, and I was mesmerized by its unique appearance. The unique elongated leaves that look like sugar snap beans. These are beautiful, yeah. And the blooms which look like purple dots. Can you see? The name of the plant is Gomfrena. This is an N, this is a H. Gomfrena, purple dots, and it's beautiful. Now it also likes partial shade. When I first bought this plant, it looked a little bit languished on the shop. In the shop where I bought it, it had a few yellow and brown crispy leaves which I removed, maybe 6 or 7 leaves, and it had some brown edges and tips on some of the other leaves, which I gently remove with a scissors, but very, very gently, so you cannot see any crispiness or any brown edges at the moment. And obviously yesterday, it was yesterday when I bought it. Yesterday I thoroughly watered it and fertilized it, and it's looking beautiful. I'm so happy with it. I really couldn't resist it when I saw it. And now, as I said, it loves partial shade, so I've got it here on my windowsill. And the watering, I have found out that it doesn't need to be watered that often. That might mean once every 7 to 8 days, 9 days, I'll see. For the begonia, I can tell you because I have already tried it. For that one, I will tell you as soon as I try it. Yes, so you can see yesterday I watered it quite thoroughly and the soil is still moist. We'll be counting days when the soil will start to dry out, and then I will until I give it its next sip, and then I'll tell you how many days it has been. It's beautiful. It's amazing. I don't know, it's something so unique about it. I had not seen it and I wanted it when I saw it. Here's my coffee where I moved it, and here is our beautiful platycodon. Right now you can see it's got 4 blooms on. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've told you about that one. I have it in partial shade on my balcony sill, and also It needs to be watered once every 4 days. It doesn't want to be watered every day or every other day because it's sensitive to overwatering, and it drops its buds and its blooms. It's beautiful at the moment. At some point I'm going to repot it into a newer pot. So I think it's about time that we are going to repot our beautiful mini rose, and I hope I don't do any mistakes and start losing it because she is really so beautiful. Look how beautiful she is, yeah? I think it will be alright. Okay, and we are gonna use this pot to repot it in, this beautiful white pot, where I had already told you this is the pot where I was planning to repot it in, and it's filled with soil. Okay, the soil is gonna be dry, so follow me. I'm going to adjust the camera so you're gonna see the process of repotting, yeah? We are gonna need our mister. You see this one, I've got my mister with me, and we are gonna need a spoon. You'd be quite surprised now why I need a spoon for the repotting, but I will tell you, yeah? So first of all, I'll start with this spot where we are gonna put our beautiful mini rose. You see it's filled up with soil on top of it, so we cannot repot it while it's filled with soil. We'll need to empty some of the soil into the bag first in order to create some empty space to put the mini rose inside, yeah? So Timo is saying hello. Hello Timo, I love you. You know, Timo is my beautiful parrot that lives with me, and we have such a great strong bond, and he always likes me to be around. Of course he can have clear view of me from where I am, and also I can have a look at him. Great, so we've got the soil, the pot with the soil, but the soil is dry, yeah? So I need to empty some of the soil into the bag, but before I do that I'm going to mist the soil a bit because it's too dry. You reckon it's okay? Yeah, it's not too bad. I'm checking it inside now. It's still a little bit dry. Hello Timo, I love you. Still a little bit dry, in my opinion. I think now it's okay. Yes, better now. I'll give it a couple. Great, so I'm gonna open up the bag and we're gonna put loads of the soil inside the bag. If the soil is dry inside, we can mist it a bit more, yeah? Untidy the way I've done it, but it's okay, that's the fun of it. We are supposed to have fun and learn. That is what I was going to say, and learn from our mistakes. So I'm gonna put some more soil inside. Make sure that the soil is not totally clumped all the way to the bottom, yeah, because we don't want it to be very clumped. We want the roots to be able to breathe off the mini rose, yeah. So if it's clumped, it is actually a bit clumped towards the bottom, so I'm just kind of digging it up, yeah, so it won't be so clumped. So just I will keep digging it until I'm happy that it's not so clamped. Yeah, I don't want it to be very clamped. I think it's about it then now. I'll remove a little bit more, okay? And now, let's try to take the mini rose, squeezing gently. Squeezing. Very gently. Keep squeezing, and it's out. Can you see? Can you see the roots? Yeah. It's interesting. I think it has grown strong roots out of this time that I have been watering it and fertilizing it, because the roots do look strong. So I'm going to now, you see it, yeah? I'll show you the bottom of it. So we need now to position that into our pot, and it's now positioned. And now what we are gonna do, we are gonna fill in all the empty space around our pot with soil. So let's try to do that gently. We are gonna fill it in with soil all around. We don't need to rush. We have to do everything at a pace because we don't wanna do any mistakes. Everything at a pace. Be very gentle as you pull the branches away in order to fill in the gaps. I'm gonna turn the pot so you can see where I'm filling in. Here I wanna fill in. Great. And here I wanna fill in. Great. So it's now starting to fill up, yeah? My advice to you is do it very gently. You don't want to break any of the branches. I've done it before when I was totally amateurish in gardening and I was really gutted, but then I said to myself, there is an excuse for you, Makis, you are an amateur and you are learning. But now it's been about a year and a half since I've been into gardening, so I don't qualify as a total amateur now, so I'm not allowed to do as many mistakes. Of course we keep doing mistakes while we are alive, but hopefully not as many, and hopefully not the same ones. Okay, so here is another area where I have to fill in gently and fill it in. Gently. Gently. She's looking beautiful in the white pot here, because it's a nice contrast between the orange blooms, the green leaves and the white pot. There is still a little bit here to fill in. And gently a little bit under this stem, yeah? You won't believe it, but its stems are, even though it's a mini rose, the stems are quite hard. So be careful not to break them, as I've said. I hope I don't break them by the end of our effort today. So that's it. Almost there now. I'm almost there. And I'm gonna add a little bit more here. And a little bit there. Press it a little bit in the center. You remember I did the same with the petunias. Just press it so all the roots will sit down, and will that will allow them to grow into their new pot, into their new environment. Because obviously these roots are gonna grow more now and will produce more branches with beautiful blooms and buds and blooms. I think I'm about it. I shouldn't overfill it also. I think it's done. It's okay. So does it look beautiful to you? I think it looks beautiful, yeah. Now what we need to do is we need to get rid of all the extra. So you just put it inside. So now, beautiful. So press a little bit for the soil to go around evenly, and it's done. We've got it. So what I will do now, I'm gonna mist it a bit. Yeah. So I'll remove all the dirt from the pot as well. And don't worry, I'm going to show it to you all completed. Still I'm misting at the moment to remove the dirt and to give it a nice sip of water. Where the soil is in some areas a bit raised, just press down gently, yeah? Not very very hard, because we don't want to clump the soil also. It's about that. I think we've done it. Remove most of the dirt, and I have kept the soil moist. Great, that's it. Pretty much we've done it. So this was the pot where it used to be inside, yeah? And now you see it's in a beautiful white pot and looks beautiful. Now I'm gonna change the angle of the camera and I'm gonna show you our finished product, yeah? Our end result. So yes, here we are after we've done the orange mini rose, the beautiful orange mini rose repotting. I have to add the word beautiful because every time I'm looking at it I'm thinking how beautiful it is. So let's show you. My hands are a bit dirty from doing that. I always do everything without gloves. I watched on so many other gardener videos that they wear gloves, which is actually good because it protects their hands from being injured more than anything, because all of these may have thorns on them and they may just cause lacerations and abrasions on the skin. But to be honest, I'm quite careful how I'm doing it. I'm trying to do everything very gently now. After I was a little bit more abrupt a year and a half ago when I started, and now I think I have improved my movements around my plants, and I'm a lot more gentle, and also I know pretty much how to protect myself, and I can use my hands better without gloves. Like I feel I have more control of my own hands when I'm not wearing gloves. So I think I'm gonna just keep doing it without gloves. The bottom, the drawback of not wearing gloves is that the hands become dirty and you have to wash them, but that's nothing. The problem is now, because the pot is white and I want to show you the finished result, I'm just waiting for my hands to dry out a little bit so I don't transfer the dirt onto the white pot. So, but I think it's almost done. So let's have a look. See, here it is what we've got. Here is our result. It's looking beautiful in the white pot. It's looking really amazing. It needs a bit of misting a little bit. My mister is out of water now because I have kind of used it all. So now about watering. Should we water it today? I will tell you something. Because I misted the soil before I did the repotting. Actually, that's a good idea. Don't repot into dry soil. It's best to mist it. And also check with your fingers before you put it into the new pot if the soil that was there initially or you put at the bottom of the pot was clumped. It shouldn't be like that. Okay, the soil shouldn't clump because it can cause root rot. So today I'm not gonna water it anymore. That's fine, it doesn't need any more watering today. I'm gonna water it a bit tomorrow, and I'm only gonna water it a bit, which means how much would I water it? As I said, the soil needs to stay moist every day. Yeah, you shouldn't allow it to dry out. Of course, we're talking about summer conditions. Yeah, because these bloom in spring and summer. You see, even the sun has come out now. So when you do overwintering it, then you don't have to water it, or very, very sparingly once a month, because you don't want to cause root rot, because the roots are not active when you are overwintering it, and the plant will be in a dormant condition. So how much I will water it? Yeah. So let me put this beauty down where I want it to be on my balcony, and then I'll come back and I will show you on the measuring cup how much water to give it every day. Yeah. So let me just leave it down first. So here we've got the watering cup here. I have actually filled quite a lot of it with water. So if you give it this amount of water every day, it's a lot. You cannot give it that, because I have filled it up to the index where it says 1.5 of this cup here. This is actually a double cup. On the top of it, it says 2 cups, if you can see it. So it is 1 cup somewhere up to there, and 1.5 cup I have filled it here. So 1.5 actually is a lot. Maybe you can give it if you give it every day 1 cup, might also be a lot also, I would say. I would say anything between half a cup, which is down there. There is indication inside the cup. Half a cup would be the maximum I would give it every day. I wouldn't be giving it more than that, because then it can cause root rot. Of course, there is a hole at the bottom of this white pot, so it can drain out. But we don't need to get into an emergency situation. So from all of this double cup, because as I explained to you, it's a double cup, and I have filled it by 1.5 cup. I wouldn't give it 1.5 every day. I wouldn't give it even 1 cup every day, because it's a lot. I would give it maximum half a cup. So let's have a bit of coffee together. We are producing interesting videos. We are also learning together, and we're keeping company to one another once a week that I'm uploading these videos. I'm enjoying it very, very much, and I hope you enjoy it as well, and I hope you find them interesting, educational, and more than anything entertaining. More than anything is to spend an hour together and have coffee and relax and have fun. And obviously I will give you all the tips that I have learned about gardening and how to create a nice space on your balcony, and a nice and private space. Me, I'm a private person. I love my privacy. I love my quality. I love to have quality in my life. Quality and privacy and freedom are three things very fundamental for me. And this is what I'm trying to do. And for people who are like-minded, we might be able to share some ideas together. So if you enjoy our session and having our coffee together, what I suggest that you do is you subscribe to my channel and you spread the word and share the news with other people as well, and let them subscribe as well, so we become a larger community and we can enjoy our weekly meetup here on my YouTube channel. And also we can have our coffee together. We'll do many more interesting sessions because I've got a lot more other things on my mind to do. You will see as we go along. Obviously we'll do more reporting, and also we will do sessions where I also arrange the balcony into a nice sitting space, so we can actually, when we manage to keep all those plants in a good shape, and when they start to bloom as well, and when they start to produce beautiful blooms and flowers, we need to have a bit of a sitting space to sit down and enjoy them and have our coffee. So we're gonna do all of that. I've got many ideas, and as I keep buying any new plants, as I see something and I fancy it and I buy it, I will introduce you to this as well. And we'll do more propagations, more reportings, more learning, more arranging the balcony to a nice sitting space, and just enjoy and have a nice and relaxing time together. So it's going to be really interesting. So subscribe and share the news with other people too, and have your coffee with me. Also, as I say towards the end of my videos, let me have a coffee, let me have a sip of coffee with you. As I say in all of my videos, stay truthful to your body and your mind. Your mind needs new experience, but also needs to rest. Your body also needs new experience, but also it needs to rest. You know when you want one and when you want the other. You do everything at your own balance. Sometimes you cannot always do it. Of course, when you are not at work, you cannot do it. You have to do your job. But when you have got free time, you decide what you want to choose and how you want to unwind. That's very, very important, to have the freedom of choice in life. And so make yourselves this present of freedom of choice, staying truthful to your body and to your mind. And until next time, keep well, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Take care.